Happy July 22nd. I am Miss Marie, and this is Giving It To You Straight. Live from the East Coast. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy, blessed Wednesday. Another beautiful Wednesday is upon us. Let's see what the energy looks like. When it comes to the awakened soul, welcome to the live. Let me move this back a little bit. I am charging my phone. So happy birthday to all my beautiful. It is Leo season. Happy birthday, Leo. The sun is in your house, Leo. May your day be full of joy, beauty, bliss all around you as the sun enters your day, your domain. All right, when it begins to have these shifts. That collective energy from Cancer's emotional reflection to Leo's confidence, right? Creativity and heart sense of self-expression, all right? So this energy for you, Leo, is a wonderful time to step into your authentic self and allow your unique gifts to be seen, Leo, okay? We have the waxing Gibeahs in Scorpio. Refine your goals, my beautiful people. Strengthen your emotional foundation and release fears that could be preventing your growth. Scorpio asks you to trust in your intuition and embrace transformation. The Sun in Leo is just going to bring you that leadership, confidence, your creativity, joy, and becoming more focused on your goals, right? That's that invitation to shine without seeking external validations. Venus in Virgo, Quincunx, Saturn, and Aries. So that relationship and finances they may require patience and practical adjustments. So small acts of consistency will be more valuable than dramatic gestures. All right. Let's go ahead. The awakened soul for all 12 zodiac signs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the awakened soul. Wisdom. Knowledge is power is good. But wisdom is all about action, okay? Wisdom is just taking action. And when you awaken your soul, that's a shift in your awareness. That's all. It's a shift in your awareness because at its core it means someone who starts seeing beyond the automatic habits and social conditioning or the surface level reality, right? Instead of just reaching or reacting to life, you become more conscious of, of your thoughts, of your emotions, and of your patterns. Okay, so that's basically what it means. Just a shift in your awareness. All right, it's not to become better. It's to just be more aware. All right, when you have higher vibration, all right, you just operating from a different lens. Okay, higher vibration doesn't mean better. Just that it doesn't mean better. That means that you're more aware. Okay, so to have an awakened soul. Because it points to awareness, of course, of yourself, and you begin to notice your inner world, right? Your thoughts, your fears, your desires, without immediately identifying them, all right? So that overlaps with self-awareness and that cognition, all right? You start questioning reality, beliefs, and you may start asking deeper questions, who do I believe, what I believe, and what actually matters, all right? The echoes of the ideas of philosophy and especially traditions to explore meaning and truth. All right, so we have here vision. All right, and this card is for Leo. Happy birthday, Leo. Leo, what's going to happen here because you have the sun entering your house. All right, and this is all Leo season now, so basically is telling you, and this is a collective shift anyway, but from the emotion, energy, and the reflective energy in Cancer, this is all about creativity, confidence, and heart-centered expression, right? Seeing through the illusions, all right, because that's what the sun does. It exposes, and leaving behind here, and what you're allowed to see, all right? You don't need to, it's like basically, you don't need to have open eyes because operating from the third eye, okay, and all your creativity connection with so you got from your solar plexus, you represent the solar plexus, to connecting more with your heart. And then you got your throat, which is all about you speaking, expressing yourself. And Mercury is direct, right? Well, it should be. We're in the post energy. And so that's going to bring you more awareness with your higher mind, higher guidance, and understanding that, you got creativity, you got gifts, all right? So it's a wonderful time so you could step into your authentic self and allow your unique gifts to be seen, all right? Let me go ahead here. Let's get into a moment of gratitude for the collective. And gratitude is all about appreciating the now, you know. And when you start appreciating the now, you start feeling grateful and happy, part of your routine, eating mindfully, and just, connecting more to your higher self. And of course, it's something more than saying thank you. It's appreciating the people and the things in your life. It's about acknowledging the good, right? Cherishing the simple joys and practicing gratitude regularly, right? Let's go ahead. A moment of gratitude, all right? So, one thing about practicing gratitude, it will just help you increase your level of happiness, decrease levels of stress, depression, all right? Hello, love. Love always, exactly, love always wins. One more. Love has 2 degrees. Love is the other side of hate. And so to understand love is an incredible force. All right? It's this incredible force that touches us all and makes us fight. It makes us defend the things that truly matter to us. And so when you are compassionate, kind, when you forgive, you start to heal. You hold that person in the same place that you wound them. Okay? Let's go ahead. The moment of gratitude is, think of a moment this week where you felt grateful, and what sparked that feeling. All right? A moment this week. All right, today's Wednesday. The week starts on Sunday, where you felt gratitude, and what sparkled that feeling. All right, what sparkled the feeling of gratitude for you? Because we hold it in our. We got to stay emotionally consistent, and you lock those emotional pieces into place when you practice gratitude. But to really hold it, that feeling, wow, I'm so grateful that this happened. It could have been a miracle. It could have been a bill that was paid. It could have been a kind word. It could have been help from family, friends, social media, wherever you spend your time. All right. And so that feeling, what sparkled that feeling? Yeah. Because you got to understand emotion, right? You get a feeling, and out of that feeling, you react, all right? And so what feeling you acted upon, all right? Because a lot of times when we feel something, it makes us act a certain way. So if you feel good, everything, is turning out great. But what happens when things are not so good? How do you react to when things are not so good? Do you take them the same? Do you treat the energy the same? Are you grateful in those moments when you don't have certainty? Okay? That is what basically is. So hold that moment in that feeling there. Don't confuse emotion with feeling, all right? Because we use them interchangeably, but we shouldn't. Because emotion is, of course, it's an interpretation of a feeling that you had. And so to understand a little bit of that, have a little bit of balance. All right? Anyway, so just be grateful for that moment of gratitude. What sparked? Somebody did something for you. All right? Do you pay that forward? Okay. If you have a question, come on in. I'm gonna give a card of wisdom, and in this deck is new, which is of course energy. Collect this energy is collected from the tarot cards anyway. All right, and so I will go in the booklet, but you let me know. So I'll go in the booklet and express that, but I know with one card what it's trying to say to me. We could go a little deeper. All right, I'm gonna do a you versus them for the collective. I'm going to do a you versus them when it comes to love for the collective. All right? Let's see where a lot of us are when it comes to love. What is the challenge here? So, let's do you versus them. The visions are there. We have Sun and Leo, confidence and self-expression. Seeing. You don't have to like, you know, be in this energy of postponing your truth here. All you got to do is go within. And the moment when you sit in stillness, that's when the truth is revealed. All right. Let's go ahead. One more. Are you versus them? Let me shuffle. Let's see where most of us are when it comes to relationships. We always stay at that 1, at that 5, because that 5 is all about the teaching. All right, love is teaching you something, and it's a card of changes. That's like the life path 5 is the most wild side of life. But once this person finds their person, they really devoted and committed. Okay, so you versus them. Let's see what most of us are going through when it comes to love. Conflict. All right, we get conflict, we get resolution. We get love, we get hate. It's at a different degree. That's all it is. But when it goes too far, you know. One more. One more. Hey, who's that? Hey, Tandika, how are you? One more. One more. Thank you. All right, we got that Page of Cups. Emotionally guarded. Somebody's thinking about love so much here. One more. 2, and thank you. Nope, one more. And thank you. So right here, I'm gonna pull 4 and 4, the challenge in the middle. That's 9. Is 3 is gonna be for the guidance. The possibilities and the guidance. Either way, let's go ahead. You, Queen of Wands. You with the King of Swords. You with the King of Wands in the reverse. King of Swords in the reverse. And you with the 2 of Wands in the reverse. Now, them. No commitment. Little offers here with the Knight of Swords. The 4 swords. So we go 5. We go we could go like a nice easy 10, and then we'll go back to the so we go 5. We could go an easy 10 with the face, and then we go back to the 4. So we got 5, 4, and then we go to the Wounded Warrior. Do I keep this going? All right. The challenge here is, let's see, we usually get 5, but we got it here with the Hierophant. The challenge is the Queen of Cups to open up emotion. Let's see the bottom. The King of Pentacles. Let's hear future possibilities here. Wow. The 4 of Pentacles. The 7 of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Knight. Okay. Let's go here. And then future possibility and the guidance. The Moon in reverse. The Devil and the Page of Pentacles. All right, let's see here. Let me move this out of the way. Who is here? Who is here? I'm good, thanks. And you? Hello, man. What are Jay? Intention? Sorry. It's not going to happen today. Sorry. All right. I will wait until basically Venus goes into the 8th house. Then you start seeing communication. Other than that, you're missing something here. Okay, let me give some awakened soul energy here. So although a lot of you guys want commitment here, it's like more logic. All right, you're running on the same energy that like they are. basically, because there's a lot of masculine energy here from the ones that are going through planning, trying to make it's broken promises. I'm tired of going around in this energy. I want commitment, but at the same time I want independence, right? With that Queen of Wands. I want independence. It's like logic over there's a lot of passion here, but there's also a lot of broken promises. All right, your person can really make up their mind. All right, so we only get the 5 here with the Hierophant, because the energy is inconsistency. Although with the 9 of Wands, if you don't say anything or if you don't move this relationship, then I'm not going to say anything. So do you come towards me? Do I keep, like overcoming challenges? But then here we got, let me see. I don't think you can see it yet. All right. Let me give a couple of the awakened soul here. What could awaken this relationship? I'm going to go step by step here. All right. Looking at the overall energy here, because the possibilities they could be good, but do I really stand up for the relationship and fight for it? Because that's what love does. Love makes you and helps you protect your relationship from outside influences. All right, one more. One more. One more. One more. One more. And thank you. So there's a lot of maturity here. Perseverance, simplicity, and healing. Okay, and trust. So basically, trusting in the truth, trust and truth. All right, without trust, that's one of the challenges, is trusting. All right, so perseverance here with the 9 of Wands. I'm willing if you are, because they are willing too. All right, but trusting again. And I don't see no healing here, because this is, do I heal? Okay, because they might be going through a process of healing, all right, with the awakened soul and simplicity. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. So it's like going back around, because not even the 5 of Swords shows up here. So the conflict is not that. The conflict here is too much emotion, or not showing too much emotion here. All right. So what do I do with this Queen of Cups? All right. And so we just came off the energy here as we're going into the energy in Leo. Okay. And so basically it shifts everything here. So I feel like we still have some of the energy here with Cancer's energy as we leave in Cancer's energy. So I feel like there's a lot of emotions, and there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of promises. But you got to understand, especially right now, we got also Moon in Scorpio. So that could be affecting some decisions here. Because when we're in this Moon in Scorpio, as we're moving into this first quarter, all right, this is all about building momentum and refining your plans, making, of course, adjustment to the next full moon, all right? So trying to resolve those conflicts during then. Because Scorpio's energy is all encouraging you right now in deep transformation, healing here, and uncovering what lies beneath the surface here with the moon, because this will be your guidance here. All right. It's in the Sun in Leo season is beginning, so it shows it here. All right. I'm gonna fight for the connection here. All right, because of course Leo's a fixed sign. I'm refusing to back down here. I want to offer some stability. I want a new opportunity here to show you what I could do. All right, without have to prove myself all the time. All right, so I'm willing. It's like a push and pull kind of energy. All right, so the Sun in Leo is confidence and leadership. All right, like somebody wants to lead. Somebody wants to lead the. It's like you want to lead the relationship, ladies, and if you lead the relationship, stop grill talk. NJ Pat. Stop grill talk. Anyway, listen, we don't got time for the nonsense. You got to understand the energy in order to heal it, right? Because the 5 of Swords didn't show up here, and only the 4 Swords here, right? Like if you don't take your time to sit in this energy and really contemplate, you're gonna miss something here. It's like you can't bypass. One thing about tarot, and honest, the process here, and it's built on trust. But it's not gonna take you straight to the Ten of Cups easily. Dealing with the obsessive, the obsessive energy, or even looking at your shadows. What makes you jealous? All right. So this is about jealousy, and it could become obsessive here if we don't do the practical work. Building spiritual muscles here with this energy. All right. At a pen or pencil. So anyway, the King of Pentacles, right? He's all about my stability. I'm seeking long-term stability, security, emotional security here. So going from that, emotional security. And so how do we build a strong foundation? How do I apologize? How do I trust again? I don't want you to be coming in and out of my life kind of energy. How do I heal here? When I don't understand what's the mental, because we want to stay in this mental conflict all the time. So the basically energy, like don't rush this kind of energy, because right now the possibility could be good, but if we stay here emotionally guarded for some of you, or pushing people out of your life, all right, or we get stuck in that stubborn energy. So allow forgiveness, healing to happen here. All right, it's just it's a quick, simple spread here. The Knight of Swords could get anchored. This person will become very faithful. All right, but we're dealing with the mind, and the mind is always trying to predict outcomes here. So when there's a lot of assumption here why this person won, right? Because somebody might see you like very demanding here. All right, you show up here strong. There's a lot of masculine energy, and it's like logic, promises, and like somebody's trying to always lead the relationship. So what the thing here, bring a little more compassion. All right, not being so emotionally guarded, defensive here. All right. So basically, at the end of the day, this is breaking through the illusions and the fears of feeling, because love shouldn't be, love could be very intoxicating. Let me see here. I'm good. Thanks. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So this will be an easy, quick spread. Perseverance moving forward, but the Knight of Swords needs to be grounded. All right. He could move forward. But he has to understand that he needs to be grounded at the same time, because he has to bring that discernment, that King of Swords energy to match. Because I gotta match your energy. All right. Let me see what other. This is a quick, simple spread. I see this over and over again. Broken promises here. I gotta align my values. And the challenge there is putting a little bit more emotion and keeping promises, because we all are, full of conflict. Let me see here. So, yep. Let's see what else. When we have faith in the future and we meet challenges with courage and compassion, right? And we answer that call. And of course, because we cannot stay in star, sun, and the light energy cards. We have to go through the moon, the death, and the tower first. You understand me? So we have to have those experiences. Anybody else is here? Let me see. Stop grill talk. Let's remove that out of the way. All right. Da 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 da. Anybody got a question? No. Oh man, it's hot in here. Let me see. Can you guys see the two hearts that beat as one? All right, let me do something else quickly here, because we are in that Leo season. Happy birthday, Leo. Shifting the collective energy from Cancer's emotional reflection to Leo's confidence, creativity, and the heart center self-expression. Tap into and step into your authentic self and allow your unique gifts to be seen. All right. We got Venus in Virgo, and Venus in Virgo is quincunx with Saturn and Aries. So relationships and finances, they're going to require patience and practical adjustment. Small acts of consistency will be more valuable than dramatic gestures, okay? So be mindful of that. And the universe energy is, because we have Moon in Scorpio, and we are in this wax and givius, all right? And this is all about transforming before you triumph, all right? The wax and givius is going to always remind you to, and of course that success often comes through refinement rather than using, and of course, rushing. All right, using relationships, right, to try to mask or even staying too busy. So this is all about refinement. Don't rush it, because that energy at the end of the day is going to teach you that the greatest strength comes from being honest with yourself. All right, and so just to understand a little bit more, and then Leo is going to remind you not to hide your light once you've done the inner work. All right, so I release what no longer empowers me, and I trust my wisdom, my inner wisdom, and confidently step into my authentic light. The awakened soul. Let me do another. I'm gonna use a different deck. Let me use. Nine is a completion. 10 is just an overflow. When we understand now, I completed this cycle. I have one more left. I could go through with it because 9 is all about completion. You always get to that 9 and that's it. Everything else is extra. All right, you can stop at the 6 basically, you know, but we want more, and then we collapse. All right, either or that, or we stay holding the dynamic or carrying the weight of the relationship. When we could simply stop at 4 and then we start evaluating what this is, my attention, how much energy I'm giving, how long I'm going to stay open. I'm not a 24-hour drive-through. You know, don't be impressed by promises. Just always evaluate, watch what's happening, you know. This is the awakened soul. And a lot of times when we get these eclipses, this is when the truth starts coming out. People start realizing, wow, I love you, you know, or there's something here that I'm not really in. You come back to the tower, all right? And this is all awakening through restrictions. So you get the devil, that's an awakening through restrictions, being limited, all right? A relationship shouldn't be part of everything that, you know, it don't depend on if they show up, if they call you. You don't have to work your life or build your life around this person. Having your own identity is what it's all about, all right? But sometimes we get so emotionally caught up, all right, that our happiness depends on the way they call me, if they text me, you know. It's all about what I value, you know, feeling valuable, feeling seen, heard. I want to feel appreciated, you know. I believe here that a lot of people, we want that. We want to be seen, appreciated, valued. And then, but there are these challenges, all right? And there's a lot of them is because of the outside. There's a lot of people interfering, whether it's social media, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether your person just likes a lot of emotion, a lot of attention, emotional attention. They just can't live without it. All right? They like it. They like the passion. They like to have this, you know, it's a very magnetic attraction. I look good, so I should automatically, you know. Just when we're looking at the things, what I prioritize in my life. All right? So we got to look at those things, very important. So, yeah. There we go. So, let's go ahead. I'm going to do another, let me do another you. Two souls through 2 different lenses is what this is going to be called. I'm going to try to upgrade the energy. All right. Let's go ahead and one more. Matter of fact, I'm not used to shuffling like that. I'm going to do it for you guys, but I don't need to. I don't want nobody putting me in a category with everybody else. Every reader has their own style. And the energy is different. Okay. I'm not at that same frequency, so I don't want you guys to put me in a category. All right. It is on your level of consciousness and awareness. Like if you guys want the cards physical, like the guidance physical, I'll give it to you physical. And that is just like black, because you won't get the, you know, the fullness of the energy. You won't know a lot. You won't learn nothing. You keep going around in these cycles, and you get stuck in those low, dense, toxic states of consciousness. You don't want to get stuck in those pockets when they show me the Queen of Swords. All right. One more. You versus them, since as you understand the energy. There goes the King of the Knight of Swords again. One more. Mercury's going direct. Expect communication. Somebody rushes in and wants clear communication. They want to know now. They want to know now. So this is what's going to be taking place ASAP. Okay? One more. Thank you. And this is always going to show up. One more. One more. One more. One more. And thank you. Even if we get to the 8 of Wands, because he has the 8 behind him, and now he got one, so he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He got the 8 of Wands, right, behind him. So he got one more. So unfinished business, like you understand it. Listen, when you get to this card, you're gonna have unresolved emotional residue left. All right, and what means you're gonna resolve that at a higher level of consciousness. You're always gonna have unresolved, because when we talk about fate, all right, that's unresolved patterns from another connection. All right, even if you meet somebody, they could be guarded here. How did they drop this defensiveness? Because this person expects hurt. All right. So this person expects her here. But anyway, let's go ahead. One more shuffle, one more time. All right. We always going to get the wounded warrior and understand that when you watch tarot, it's just archetypes in motion. We run through these frequencies and we find patterns, and we like them. We like the patterns and we stay there. We're not aware of them, and so, oh wait, I don't have to stay here. No, you completed that already. Why are you stuck there? All right. You. 5 of Swords, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords, and 2 of Pentacles. Okay? So this is a little more balanced for me, because we have Cups, we have Pentacles. How can I make this relationship real? All right, you want to open up, but you like guarded at the same time. Like, you're not going to fool me again, right? You're not fooling me again. I got it. I want the receipts. I want truth. I want honesty. So you're here asking for honesty. And so how do I resolve the conflict here? All right. Because I do want to open up. I do want that offer. I do want the marriage. But can you ground this? Can you make time here? So you want somebody to make time. You want somebody to be honest. How can I resolve? If you get this resolved, and I like that this came out. All right. If you get that 5 of Swords resolved, I think that you can move the relationship forward. It gets stabilized. It doesn't have to stay like that. And most of the time this happens when we get those eclipses. We're going to have one in August. And so when that happens in August, it's going to be incredible. You know, this is when you realize, wow, you know, this is when the communication gets really, really, but it don't last that long. Okay. If you don't have those oh wait, it's hot. How come I don't have my, there we go. I had to put my thing on. Who is here? Come on in. Hey, hi, hi, Sherry. You know, a lot of times when we see cards in reversals, right, it just represents that the situation cannot stay in limbo. All right? So when you see the Judgment, the Tower, the Death, of course, you have something that you trying to resolve, or you're not clear about something, but during these eclipses, you receive an unexpected offer. There's something new awakens in you, all right? And that's why a lot of cards, when they come out in reversals, those are eclipses, and those chances that are happening. Pluto is in, of course, in the reverse in Aquarius, okay? And Aquarius house represents my social life. All right, so it's changing those dynamics there. All right, so they might find themselves a little bit more working in the relationships at the end of the day. All right, and so Pluto, of course, often is linked to deep transformation, Scorpio's energy, but the shadow work is exposing what's hidden, and this could feel death in reverse. So a lot of times you get the Death or the Tower in reverse, or the Judgment that just came out here, and during those eclipses, It links to that, all right? Which is basically represents sudden revelations, fated course corrections, all right? And a lot of, like me, I notice a lot of cards in reversals during these eclipse seasons, all right? And so when you start to understand that, you'll be like, oh, this is why this is happening. Because this is going to be a revelation. All right? So, okay. So just once you start to understand the energy, just expect somebody to come to reveal something to you. Just expect somebody to reveal something to you. Because we're going to look at it from an astrological lens, and the equivalent reversals are they more often associated with retrogrades. Saturn's lessons, all right? Neptune's fog, Pluto transformation, and eclipses, they are all driven courses of corrections rather than one single transit. All right? An eclipse often acts like a cosmic turning point when something hidden comes into view of a situation. It changes direction unexpectedly, all right? Especially when it comes to love, all right? So if you're dating someone for a couple of months, but nobody has defined the relationship during the eclipse, during that season, one person suddenly says, hey, I need to know where this is going. Or a secret comes out, a light, or commitment. Somebody either is going to leave you, or they're going to happen to one that they want to commit. So I'll be paying attention in August. I'll pay attention in August really, really good. And just get ready, because it's going to be, and I'm going to come with the dates, all right? So when you understand the solar eclipses, this is like an emotional truth. It is something that's going to be revealed to you. It's going to reach completion, all right? They often feel like something that was sitting postponed or unconsciously suddenly demands attention and movement, similar to the tarot and reversals, all right? Once you start learning the energy in that, from that perspective, you start making things will start falling into place, all right? Let me see who's that. Hello, can you please tell me if Rahim does Saya Manuel's feelings towards me. So when you start to understand that, all right? So here I feel like you want to work through this conflict, like, I'm not gonna be taken advantage of, I'm not gonna be disrespected, So here you are looking for it, ladies. All right? You're in the process right now of weighing your options emotional, all right? Or handling this conflict in a more healthy manner. It's just telling you to express yourself, to let love in, so don't be so guarded here. Well, let's go here to that person, all right? I'm going to go more into this energy. And I really want to talk about the Five of Swords, all right? How you can handle conflict. It's all about handling conflict, all right? Because I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of the ups and downs and the inconsistency, the promises here, all right? Manuel's feelings. I'll be right with you. Let's go ahead here to, this is you, for the ones that are going to this conflict, because it's all about logic. Balancing my emotions with my logic, because although I want truth, I'm open to love, but if it's honest, all right? Because I don't know if you are weighing your options. Of course, you weigh your options, but somebody is very high demanding. Somebody has a lot, all right? Like, you got a lot to offer, so you want this person to meet you there. Them, the Fool, the Page of Ace of Pentacles. This is an opportunity. This is the Six, and this is the Empress, okay? So them, all right, let me go see what the challenge is here. Okay. The challenge here is somebody talks a lot. Somebody likes to talk. So this is all about beginnings here. Ending, the worst is behind us. The worst is over, right? And that's what the Ten of Swords represents. Something that had it to end. Listen, let me help you understand something. Where Mercury goes direct, this is all about learning a new way of expressing myself. We have to find a healthier way to express. This is what it's telling. This is over. This way of communicating, look, all right? They won. They won both equal give and take and receive. They want that new opportunity. They want that commitment. All right? They want the same thing that you do, right? They want the emotional healing. The Empress represents, of course, unconditional love, healing. They want that fresh start. They see that new beginning, right? But the thing is that we have to change this. Like, you go from the 5 here, before it gets here. One of the things about the Mercury, when it goes direct, it offers you a new way of learning. You're here to learn. They love language, right? Because this Fool, he grows into maturity, right? And so how to really, because somebody's very popular. Can you handle somebody likes to be not that much socializing, but somebody likes to be a leader. All right, somebody wants to take that approach into leadership, but somebody's a little bit irresponsible with my feelings. You want somebody that's responsible with your feelings and can handle your emotion, but somebody just talks a lot. All right, so you guys got to be careful with this nagging. You nag your person like you are their mom. So a lot of you guys are dealing with a man child. This person basically never grew up, never was a child. All right, past life. I'm going some deep stuff here. All right, let's look at the possibilities. Queen of Cups, the Judgment. You look at this. The Nine of Swords. If you don't resolve this here, all right, because the possibilities are good here, especially with this Judgment by August. The possibilities are there. All right. If you resolve this here that is early, especially you ladies, you, all right. Let's say this is more for the ladies or the guy that he has like you're not gonna take advantage of me and likes conflict because you become addicted to it. Understand that conflict could become addicting. All right, because I want to try to predict outcomes. If you could handle that conflict here, because this is a future possibility, you could look at long-term stability. All right, but this needs to be handled carefully. My emotions again. All right, trying to bring a little bit more emotion. See, this is of course the Knight of Cups is an inviting kind of, warm, but it's like it's a curious because this isn't more of an explorer energy. It's more of an exploring kind of energy. Remember the Knights, they explore. They're all about exploration. They're all about, little acts here and there. They act. The Knights are actors and explorers. They're not like the kings. They're not. Okay, you got to understand that. All right? And so you're looking to explore here. But I like the Ten of Pentacles because it gives you long-term stability, security here. But if you overcome this could, well, if you don't get this resolved here, if you don't find forgiveness, all right? It speaks into forgiveness, all right? If you don't get so caught up with your emotions, this could be successful. Let's see here what this is the possibilities and this is the guidance. All right, and you're always going to get to the Knight of Pentacles. The Lovers in reverse. The King of Pentacles. Three. All right. No, I could do one more. Let me do one more. And the Hangman. Okay. Because there it goes. Not to get caught up with promises. You're going to watch actions here. All right. So we got the Hangman here. It's observer. All right. Observe your patterns. This is the moment now where the universe is asking you to observe patterns, your values, what you really value in stability relationships, right? Do I sacrifice my values to keep a temporary relationship here? Let me see. But we have to solve this. Will you solve this? And this is solvable here because this is a promise, all right? But a lot of times around August, because I know when this happens, when this eclipse happens, it's going to bring you that moment of realization here. And so when that happens, it's going to be a powerful moment here. All right. Let me see here. So who's here? I'm listening. Hey, I can't wait till Mercury retrogrades is over. Yeah, me too. Me too. You said the right thing. Me too. And it's so important because he brings a new communication style. People don't understand how important Mercury is. All right. If I was to take anything away from here, because of course the Judgment said we have to find a new way to communicate, one thing about when you get to that fire is teaching you something. Because how do I work through this Five of Swords energy? Am I going to speak honestly? Am I attacking? I'm becoming defensive, right? I'm going to be willing to apologize. Am I going to listen as much as I speak? All right. Am I going to focus on solving the problem together rather than proving a point? You don't got to prove a point. All right. Both people are willing to put their relationship, okay, above to be the need to be what? To be right. So you want something genuine, of course, and you still have hope here. All right. This all represents hope because at the end of the day, this is an overload. We stop at the 9. We stop at the 9. Why are we doing so much here? Why is so much repetition? Talking about we don't find no resolution because we go here, we collapse because we try to choose one side. We collapse. Our identity becomes small. When we don't find resolution here, we will carry on, we'll leave, we'll come back, and there's no resolution. This is when you get to that 5, you have to find resolution. All right? If you want something genuine, all right? At the end of the day, you have to understand the Queen of Swords, right? She got to go into her emotional side. It's okay to be open, all right? What I like about this spread that we didn't get no pages, all right? The only thing that's here is learning how to solve this conflict. We have to solve the conflict, all right? And I didn't get no threes. Well, I did get the three in the Empress, all right? And this shows me here that it could be influence family. It could be family encouraging their behavior. It could be family encouraging their behavior. Mom, you know, your person might be young or they have mom issues. You got to understand this is deep, deep energy, right? A connection should be equal, all right? Equal give and take. It shouldn't deplete me. It should support me, you know. So we're looking at the foundation. The lovers represents of choice, but it represents also how we're gonna choose to move forward. All right. And so I want success, you know. So, all right. So the guidance, you know, I want happiness. I want long-term happiness here. I want stability. I want long-term stability at the end of the day. All right. And it says that here, I'm halfway there, but I want you to meet me. I want you to meet me somewhere. Okay. There are future plans here, but at the end of the day, this is telling you to watch for consistency. You know, the relationship only progresses only when they stop trying to control the outcome and begin communicating honestly. All right. So whether or not you can envision the Ten of Pentacles is whether you could live in the present, understanding that. All right. Do you care enough to create this? Is what it's saying. All right. Instead of making all these promises, oh yeah, I'll be there planning. All right. So, but you know, a lot of times, listen. One thing about when you get the Ten of this Judgment, this evolves gradually. The process. This is not a sudden breakthrough. The realization. Listen, the realization is suddenly. It's an epiphany. All right. The process is different. All right. The process is gradually. I say about after the eclipse. I say about 2 to 6 months. All right, but you have to put in the work. All right. I say about maybe 2 to 6 months for a meaningful progress. All right. If neither person addresses the ego or the conflict here, okay, it could take a little longer here. All right. If nobody chooses to focus on what's working, all right. If they focus on what's missing, how long it's gonna take. Oh my God, I can't keep going on like this. All right. So anyway, I just hope that helped. So I have dates here, but not specifically dates. All right. I'll say give and take more 2 to 6 months. But once you understand that, because every time there's an eclipse, they could come to you. Oh, I realize that I love you. I realize. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, you know, they start realizing. All right. And then with Mercury, it's going direct starting tomorrow. So at least around August the 7th, when the energy totally moves away, before the next retrograde I'm going already to the next retrograde because I want you to understand this is a new way of beginning of thinking and understanding. That's what it brings you. It offers you. Spend time with yourself. All right. On October, it's going to go retrograde again until November the 13th. I think October 23rd. Let me see. All right. So just understand what's happening at least. All right. Oh, that's the eclipse. We on retrograde. Spend time with yourself. Don't make no big promises. Don't make no big promises. All right. Work through the conflict. And of course, know that all relationship has its challenges. All right. There's no relationship that doesn't have their challenges. Learn about my emotions. Learn about why am I assuming so much. All right. Just teach yourself so you can help your person. We all here to teach each other. All right. Understand that relationships. They take time. You know, the progress is slow. All right. It'll progress, but it's up to you and help your person. And understand that your emotion is what your body feels, and your feeling is what your mind is saying to you. When you start to assume, you're trying to predict an outcome. It's not really. It's just you trying to assume things just so you could deal with uncertainty. All right, and that's when you create control where there isn't fully clarity. I want to control it. All right. But the catch is that assumptions are often based on past experiences, fears, and expectations, not the present moment. All right, you start getting anxiety. You're feeling something's off. You know, but when you assume, all right, you leave out so much room for the truth, all right? Because by you already know it. You already know it, all right? And when you do that, you're gonna miss out on so much potential and so much trying to work on, how to heal instead of disappearing altogether. And at the end of the day, you're gonna meet that with, even if a man says he's gonna move forward with somebody else, you're gonna meet up with that somebody else in the future. It doesn't matter. You're gonna have to complete the cycle at the end of the day with somebody else. All right. And when you get there to the when you get to that seven, which I didn't see the seven of cups, when you get to the other side, you think the grass is greener better on the other side. That person is a mess too. You're gonna have to deal with their mess, their past. I'm not telling nobody to stay in an unhealthy relationship. I'm telling people that while you in conflict, it's not gonna disappear, all right, completely, because we live under tension. How can you handle your situations, the love that you have for the person while in conflict, why in tension, all right? This is the way I gotta express myself healthier, all right? I gotta have more harmony, all right? Am I equally giving and taking, receiving? Am I open up? Am I giving more money, more attention? Am I paying all the bills? One thing about Venus, when Venus goes into the seventh house, it stops all that. It stops all that. Period. All right. It'll stop all that. It'll stop all the threes. Here I gotta come because you stop over functioning. All right, I'm gonna take some questions. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water. What are Manuel's feelings? Who's still here? Hey, this Candy. What does my energy read? What does your energy read? Anything I need to be aware of? I'm Tiffany from Riverside. Hey, Sash. Buenos dias. I'm going to be doing those you versus me. So when we get to that 5, we're going to find... Listen, we always got to make a way. I got to help you to become more aware. And when most likely than not, these moments of truth come out, all right, I realized, wait a minute, where this is going? You could be somebody for like 8 months. You don't even know where it's going. And that moment comes and you cannot unsee it. It makes you face it. It makes you look at your relationships. All right? I'm telling you, it makes you look at it. And it's uncomfortable. All right? And you got to face the truth. You got to face the past is catching up to you. Oh, you're repeating the same pattern. This is what you got to be really, really honest with yourself. You really got to be honest with yourself. This is what I want. Am I jeopardizing my values? All right? Remember your values, your priorities, the promises you made to yourself, to your future. All right? They're all there. They're not going to disappear because guess what? Your standards when it comes to love. You know what qualities and behaviors you need for a healthy, fulfilling relationship. And if you never had them, right? Good qualities, good behaviors, you're not going to know what to look for. All right? You're not going to know what's healthy or not. You're always going to think that you got to stay in that toxic relationship. All right? When you look at your standards, they're about what you will or not accept. All right? It's not about expecting perfection. Some healthy standards just include respect. You are going to treat me with kindness, dignity, and consideration. I want honesty, truthfulness, transparency, and unnecessary deception. I want trust. Both people got to feel emotionally and physically safe. Consistency. Their actions must match their words over time. Communication. Problems can be discussed openly and respectfully. Emotionally. That's one of the biggest ones. All right? They take responsibility for their feelings and actions. Yes. I didn't know that. I didn't know that my emotions is what I feel. I didn't know that what I feel is what my mind is saying. I don't know. People don't know about their emotions and feelings. They use them interchangeably. And I'm here to change the game. So I'll be right back. I'm here to teach you. If you don't separate them, you're going to react impulsively and your emotions will take over. And if you do separate them, you're going to gain control and you could choose how you respond. All right? So, who's with me? Who's ready to make these changes? Emotions, at the end of the day, they are raw. Authentic response, and they happen instantly in your body, and guess what? You don't choose them. All right? They are biological, baby. All right? And so with that being said, I'll be right back. Let's make this happen. I'll be right back. Whoever's still here, go ahead and put your question again, or if I pin you, let me see. I like Tiffany from Riverside. I like that question. Let's go ahead. Let me move close up here. I'm going to bring this down. Today is July 27th. Okay. You got me feeling emotion. The moon got you feeling emotion. like the song says, you got me filled with emotion. No, the moon got you filled with emotion. You're just reacting on those emotions. You got me reacting on those emotions. That's what you got me doing. The feeling. You got me filled with emotions. You got me feeling with goodness, with pleasure. That's what you got me feeling with. You got me feeling with pleasure. I feel good when you touch me. I feel good when you tell me what I want to hear. I feel good when you tell me what I want to hear. Yes, tell me more lies. Emotions are, of course, part of your biology. Did I get my water? I'll be right back. I gotta get my water. I want you to be responsible with my heart. I want you to be responsible with my heart. My heart is not a joke. No way. If I leave you lead my heart, you better make sure that you take good care of it. I'm putting that, placing that in your... Do you place your heart in their care, right? Do you trust them with your heart? I see a lot of people just not even know if it's safe. They just leap. They leap, or they open up too quickly, not knowing if there's safety, not knowing if that person has an obsession only because of fear. Don't leave me. You know, they become intoxicated. Sex is a powerful weapon. Of course, we know that if we don't control our emotions, we don't understand them. That's why. Anyway, let's go ahead. Whose question was next? Wait, I gotta... I'm trying to move. All right. So your question is, are you still here? Okay. Are you still here? This. Give me your sign. What does my energy read? Anything I need to be aware? Tiff, you here? Tiff, come on in. Let's get you the awakened soul. What I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start closing the readings out with the. I'm going to start closing the readings out with the Wisdom Oracle for today, Wednesday. I'm going to go in the booklet. Okay. I'm not really a booklet goer, but I like it. They do reflect the tarot, and tarot it represents, it's built on polarity, on duality, and our dual nature, how we're supposed to. So family and creating a sanctuary here. All right. So you're single? Are you single? Because that's what relationships feel like. All right, relationships. Some relationships are like rocket concerts. You know, concerts. They loud, and relationships should be. Let me see. You're single, yeah. And then when you create this beautiful sanctuary here, all right, where there's peace, there's calm. All right. So what are you? Are you studying? Are you older? You're younger? All right, and family. Okay, so the elephant represents having a strong foundation, the woman in your life. All right, so your grandma, mom. Are you from India? You from India? I get this a lot. Yeah, you're single, but are you from India? A lot of people that get this, they India. That's what for me. What the elephant represents. Oh no, you from, yeah. Okay, so you probably Oh, you're from California. All right. So you don't have no but when we look at this, we look at tribes. But we look at the things that were passed down to us, right? Huh? I'm Native American, yeah. All right, but the thing is that we look at here at the foundations that are. Listen, we always had tribe leaders, and that for me that represents the incredible force of the elephant because they have a great memory, right? They remember their past. Remembering your past, your grandmother, honoring your ancestors. Now, when we look at these women, right, we breaking traditions, right? Because you see two ladies there. So this is about keeping keeping tradition, right? So were you in a same sex marriage here? You see how traditions have changed over the last couple of I'll say 20 years. All right. Now things we could do it in being seen. All right. I want you to give me a little bit more here because we got sanctuary creating this great place where can you enjoy your quiet time, or you a single mom. Okay. All right. So this show me is breaking out the old from our traditional. All right. So a lot of times I get this. I get the hierophant. Might be the case. All right. Let's see here. Learning about becoming So what are the problems? My daughter's 50. Oh yeah, I had one of those. They are 35 and 36 now. I didn't have one. I had two. So good luck. Good luck. Oh boy, they could be so mean. Is she a good girl? Is she a good girl? Good luck. That is my number right there, 613. My number's right there. She's great. Oh, what a blessing. Man. You know, we got to look at the way, that's beautiful. I love that. So you got the Queen of Pentacles. One more. One more. So why you should be? I know they show me the Queen of Pentacles. Are you a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? They show me the Queen of Pentacles here. Oh, you're Sagittarius. That's right, you're Sagittarius. Finances is the problem here, right? One more. Are you studying? Are you going back to school? One more. Or putting them through school, saving college for them, you know, stuff like that. I want to look at your desires here. All right? Because you got this beautiful sanctuary you created for yourself. Or you need to. All right? One more. One more. One more. One more. Let's see if the Queen of Pentacles comes out again. The Five of Cups. The Devil. The Ten of Pentacles. And the King. Oh, boy. All right. You don't know what to do about this person? What happened here? I'm going to oh, you're going for your bachelor's. Good for you. All right. But this person shows up here. Who's this person? This person showing up for you. It could be Capricorn. It could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Who's this person that's showing up? We are learning. All right. Yeah, these are the learning cards, the fives. All right. Learning how to sit with sadness here. Who is this person? I was dating someone, but it ended abruptly. All right. He said Cancer. Oh. Okay. So they probably had one thing about, you got to understand, we just left all their energy. We left from their sector, right, which represents when we move from that energy in Cancer, right? And that energy is all about emotional reflection to Leo's confidence here, which is going to give you a new perspective. So they might come back here and reach out, all right, because they hesitated here. They hesitated here because it's like yeah, there you go. All right, and then that's it. People got to understand. I just got to share some important information with you, all right? Because people got to understand Mercury retrograde in Cancer at the end of the day, it's about reflecting instead of communicating. There's honesty here. This person wanted to build with you, right? This person wanted to build with you. They might have kind of and everybody gets the I don't know, because somebody's restricting me from doing something. Somebody had limit. There's a limit. When we limit and when we got boundaries here, all right, this is all it is. It's limiting your. There was boundaries here. Somebody has very strong boundaries here, and or they had the limited time that they could give you. It's like when you be in a relationship with somebody, you can't go with this, you can't date this person, you can't go with that person, you know, that kind of energy. I don't think they liked it that because they're looking at long-term stability here. But you got to understand when Mercury is retrograding, it's going to move direct tomorrow, which we're in the postpone, you know, in the shadow post energy. So basically, you got to understand this energy. This is going to cause people to leave abruptly because it's all about going with this so I could find a new way of communicating. You understand? It's all about the communication. There are fears regarding long-term stability. All right? There are fears. This is fears because the change show you where you're bounded at. All right? Where your limits are. All right? There's somebody that is a limited time. There could be time. All right? And I don't like when they're showing me this because a lot of times we make it. Well, I don't have the 3 here, and I like that. I got 2 8s. All right? It's almost at the close of completion. All right, so they'll come back. You could expect it. I don't know if that's what you want to ask me about. All right, my divorce is in final. So he freaked out. Oh, I'm like, what happened here? Because I feel like I'm blindsided or something. Like I don't know if you told them. I don't know if you told them right away. All right, but when we get this energy, we internalize. We got to go within. All right, and that's what this card represents. A lot of times when these cards come out in reverse. Through going through that transition period, right? Because the communication, it could be good, and they'll do come back, all right? Because they're not gonna be dealing with so much internally. You see, the waters are back here, and they're gonna move forward, understanding that their emotions are part of it. They're gonna bring their emotions with them. They're not gonna suppress it. Listen. Let me tell you something. People don't really understand this card. They're not gonna suppress this energy like the strength card. They're gonna show you. They're not afraid of being vulnerable. I think if the only way they freaked out or they held back, all right, it could have been because of this here, all right. They had expectations here at the end of the day, so that's what it's showing me. Building a foundation here, but dealing here with the limited. I think more for it is time here and not having enough time here to express or wanting more time. A lot of time we want time to pass quickly. Let me see who's that. The world boss. Let me see what you say. Hi, can you tell me? Let me see. I hope so. But my divorce, let me see. He fell in love, but then he found out about that. Yeah. Who told him? Who told him? All right? Because he want to build here, but the thing is here, the emotional. But I love this card because it says this is a new opportunity. What you have to do is with this. Because this could get obsessive. Yeah, this could get obsessive and jealous. You know? This could become this is very intoxicating. Nah, I'm not going to ask you no questions. I usually like to ask questions. But the 8 of Swords is a kind of hesitating kind of energy. Because I have a lot of structure. When I build a lot of structure, I limit. All right? Because of this energy. This is a card of overflow. All right? We stop at the 9. Okay? When we try to have this fullness, completion. You know, it's already completed. All right, I want something that's stable now. All right, but when I limit here with so much structure, we could have structure and it shouldn't be a cage. It should give you mobility. It should give you the to move around. All right, or put in some limitations here. All right, on the time where I'm gonna meet. There's something here that's restricted, really, and I don't think you got to work on this energy on the 8 of Swords. All right, on limiting. Or your fears are limiting you or theirs at the end of the day. I didn't give you a you or them, all right? But at the end of the day, you got to understand that when we limit our thoughts, creating, you know, things that are not really there or making assumptions. I did, but I was just waiting for the last, the signature. Yeah, and a lot of times we don't discuss things with people. When we meet people, we don't discuss it with them. We shouldn't have discussed everything. Some things should be kept in private anyway. All right. And so, but I'm trying to give it to you in both ways because that's what I do here. When I do the readings, I'm not gonna explain the cards like I normally do, but I am gonna tell you what is happening a little bit. Like you got to be conscious of what's happening. You don't want to be in the dark. All right. But you can work around these problems. It's the whole thing. Because this is here, man, I want to, my desires, the devil's not bad, it's my raw, my feelings, my desire, I want to express something. And when we don't have a healthy way to express it, it comes out blah, you know what I mean? So dealing with that, because the devil's not bad, it's just my raw emotions, right? My real, all right? I'm being real, like, because you could, when this shows up, you see it where you limit, all right? And wherever you are in your life, that is just going to be worked through those fears. You have to know how to work through those fears. I appreciate your knowledge. You understand me? So don't see the devil. Oh my God, this is no. This could be intoxicating, but this is a limit. Meaning that, look, there could be somebody that works a lot. There could be, you understand me? There could be somebody that works a lot. There could be somebody that might not have the time to give it, because the focus here is on growth. The focus here is on having my own business. Right? You get into your own business. It could be your time here. So something is you have to, in order for us to, because one thing about darkness doesn't have a trauma with money. It says, I'm going to create, I'm going to build. All right? Because if nothing spins here in this third dimension, we don't spin, we don't create nothing. So priority, my values. All right? So you got to understand a little bit about the dark energy of the devil, and that he does what he has to do to create the environment that he wants. All right? From his family, things like that. When you're coming into a relationship where there's already a family, all right, bringing structure, all right. And so I see here, the only thing that I see here, this is a lot of structure anyway. If you can work around your time, because this is not even about that. This is about, okay, man, I'm cautious. I want to move, but I have a lot of things, all right, because this goes into the rational mind, all right. This is doing it through logic, all right. And a lot of times, one of the things, he's unbiased, rational. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be in my rational, civic state of mind. So once you start understanding that devil's energy, it's gonna limit what you're restricted, and you can find time. You can find time to have fun. All right. Rome wasn't built in a day. Exactly. All right. I get it. He works a lot. Yeah, he does. Right. And he's really in his church. All right. So, but anyway, at the end of the day, you got the Ten of Pentacles, you got the Five of Cups. And one other thing, can I still look back? And of course, I mean, it'll be redundant for me to give you that energy of the Five of Cups, because it's a card. A lot of times we got to learn how to listen what this is saying. A lot of times we got to let other people sit in disappointment, so we don't got to keep disappointing ourselves, all right? That doesn't mean that we can pick up and move forward, all right? Because this goes back to the Two of Cups. We forget about what happened. You know what I'm saying? There's two cups are there. You get harmony, you get balance, all right, with time. You get to explore your your natural, which is your body, right? The sexy, this sex is raw, is real. Emotions are powerful. So we got to understand a little bit more about that. The card that nobody likes to look at it, right? When we got expectations and love, because when we have a healthy relationship, it's when two people are learning each other, while both people are still having and bring willingness to grow here, okay? And it's already there. It's already happening. All right. It's over happened kind of energy. Okay. I hope he misses me too. Yeah, you'll be hearing from him. All right. We got cups represent months. This represents weeks. And then we got Mercury going direct. So this is what it shows up. I mean, I'm gonna pull one card from my other deck. And week, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, all right? It could be on August 7th. It could be August 7th. You come back and let me know. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, he reached out. One thing about when you get these Two of Cups, see, I'm not gonna focus on that, all right? Because that's what's lost, that's what's gone, that's time. What I'm gonna focus about this is because it's mutual effort, right? Because if both people invest time and energy and care into the relationship, and they take accountability, right? I don't see no justice here, all right? I don't see no apology. I don't see a reason to apologize, or maybe this, because this is all about, I disrupted somebody's comfort. Somebody got used to me tolerating, being there. I don't see none of that here. What I see is a limited time. I don't have that much time here, all right? I don't have that much time. So if somebody makes you feel safe, do they treat you with respect, right? I don't see no Five of Swords, all right? Do their actions match their words, right? Can we solve problems together? Do we help each other become better people, all right? You got to build. There's a strong foundation there, all right? So when a relationship grows, when both people are willing to practice honesty, right? Not holding back, not suppressing my feelings, right? I'm not holding back because here there's no holding back here. It's like going from the strength, which represents this card, into the seven. Even though I got a strong emotions, I'm not gonna suppress my emotions. I'm gonna move forward. I don't let my emotions control me. In the background is a whole bunch of water. All right. I know that duality. Looking at the black and white, I'm in control. I'm not. I don't let my feelings control me because if I really want something, it might seem dark at first. It might seem scary. It might seem scary, but it's not like that. This is the Chariot is one of those. Is a tricky card. All right. It's a very tricky card to understand if you're not really looking and of course understanding that of course Tarot explains to you things through duality. We must have contrast. We must have experience. This is how our soul evolves. All right. And then we start understanding ourselves on a higher level of consciousness and awareness. All right. And we start looking at unconscious patterns. All right. A lot of times we don't know. All right. So communication, expressing thoughts clearly, and listening well. All right. So a lot of challenges they have honesty or conflict. Well, I don't see no conflict here. All right. And so at the end of the day, I see a little bit of emotional regulation because when it comes to that, managing anger, frustration, because this shows frustration. Where's the Eight of Swords? The Eight of Swords was frustration, all right? And so forgiveness, healing after mistakes, or maintaining healthy boundaries. So it goes a lot of different ways here, all right? So all my best to you. Will keep you. Yeah, keep me updated. Let me know what happens between now and the 7th. All right, because that's how long the Mercury energy is still. Because remember, Mercury's energy is all about reflecting and going in. All right, and then when we have that eclipse in August, I forgot what date it was. All right, I'll come back with that update. I always wait till August till I get to August so I could, because then people will forget. People will forget. I will go through the energy quick and then I'll forget too. And so I like to bring that energy fresh. And you start seeing that's the moment. That's the moment of realization. Hey, where this is going? You understand? You start asking those questions. All right? Do you stay? Do you leave? I hope that my time wasn't wasted if I leave. So we get stuck here. We get stuck between the 7 and the 8. We get stuck there a lot. I don't know, man. Should I leave? If I leave, did I wasted my time? And then we always come back. No, I want to come back. Let's talk about it. So yeah, we'll stay in that energy. Yeah, we do. Unfortunately, that happens when we don't really communicate. We might like a person. We might have these feelings. This shared current feelings. All right, keep me updated. All right. Let me see. What time is it? It is. I got 1 more hour. Much love to you, Tiff. You come back and let me know what happens. But keep in mind, you're gonna see my videos just like this. All right, you're gonna see them just like this until about September. I want to put your energy out so you can learn how to heal these fives that I always get, and then we'll go here. We alone, and it's about building trust and a family trust. And can I work through this emotion? Can I sit with sadness? Can I? Because that's what the 7 asks you. Can you sit with sadness? Can you stand alone here while you're going through what these changes are happening? Why these shifts are happening? Because they are happening. All right. And when we're not aware of them, when the time comes, you're not gonna express yourself. All right. Oh no, I don't. I'm gonna just not. That's it. But you're not gonna be able to control it. You're gonna be able. You're going to express yourself. These don't stay on for long. This don't stay on for long. Not at all. No. This goes. Whoop. All right. Should I say something? There's a frustration going on at the same time. All right. Hello. Hey, Jasper. Hello. How are you, sis? Hey, sis. What's up, sis? Good morning. All right. Listen, raising your vibration or the awakened soul is when that shift in awareness happens. For me, it isn't about becoming higher than anyone else. It's just about becoming clearer, and more coherent with yourself. All right. When we raise our vibration, we reduce internal distortion. All right. It goes to the mind. Remember, we feel the emotion, and then your mind starts debating and questioning things that are not there. We start creating all these scenarios instead of having the conversation. Okay. So this euphoric feeling. Let's see here. Good morning, good morning. Hey, hey. One more question. I'm going to be here another hour. Okay? Get your questions on. Come on in. Learn a little bit about when you get that 2. It's telling you right there. It's telling you right there. We go back to the 2. Automatically, we go back to the 2. All right, let's start again. All right. And then we go right back around and around and around and around. My question, please. Who was here before you? Who was here before you? Oh, it was you, Jasper, right? Let me see. Let me see. Put your question again. Let me see. I'm gonna roll down. Hey, Pringles. Pringles say, hey. Are they looking for an apology from me, or am I waiting from them? All right. If you're here, let me see who was here before you. Just put your question again. Just put your question again. If Pringles is here, Pringles, come on in. All right. Understand the difference between somebody, the 2 of Cups sweeping over your feet, and of course, the King of Cups energy, right? Between those knights, all right? You know, the knights are more butterflies, poetic. It's more of an intensity, kind of fantasy. The King of Cups is more emotional maturity, security, real love, long term. And it's a more devotion kind of energy. Now that you can keep that Knight of Cups with his poetry and intensity and those butterflies, they don't go into the maturity. Of course they do. All right, but you're going to have to deal with more, especially if you're older. You know, especially if you're older, because at the end of the day, you're gonna teach them that something, okay? And so when we look at love through 2 lenses, all right, we look at the dance between the hearts and the dialogue, all right, and the challenges in either of a person. It's not about perfection, all right. It's gonna invite you to develop clarity, honesty, and use your discernment, all right. That's what it's gonna say to you, all right. Challenges are part of life. All right, we look at the past, the relationships. All right, if you stop letting your past relationship quietly shape every thing that it believes, every connection, and when you communicate openly rather than what, trying to figure everything out from a distance, all right, or from this kind of energy, all right. So that's why when I get a lot of the 7s, I already know where we at, all right. Not from a distance, not from a distance, all right. And that 5 of Cups energy. I'm going to talk a little bit about grief, and I want to give you a little bit about how to understand the shadow of the 5. Be mindful. This is a moment of mindfulness before I take the next question, and we're going to start noticing what remains. All right, and those 2 standing cups. It's very important that you understand a little bit about why you watch and why. All right. So let me leave the 5 of Cups here. We're going to get into a moment of. We're going to get to a moment here. A shadow moment. This is what we're going to call them. You're not going to see these in your readings, but you are going to see them here live. If you have a question, at least understand communication is key. Communication is everything. And when Mercury goes retrograde, he's telling you, go inward, go inward. Please take your time to get to know you. Because I'm about to bring a whole new level of learning. And you're going to miss the lesson. Class is in session. You're going to miss it. You're going to be like, oh, shit, I didn't learn it. You got to repeat the course. You don't want to repeat the course. You don't want to repeat the course. You want to be like, oh, shit, I got it. I get it. I get it. Oh, sweat. Believe me. Give yourself some credit. Take it easy. You know, a lot of times here when we become so focused on the loss, we become so focused on the disappointment at the end of the day, right? You can see it. And when we do that, because it is difficult, right, to see what still remains. It's like if something really, really, really uncomfortable happens in your life, how can I laugh through it? When somebody says to you, oh, just get over it, oh, you can't. You got to have time to process your emotions. You cannot, you have to sit and, it's so important to sit with sadness so you can process that emotion. You have to. What comes down what goes down, all right, got to come up. Even if you write it, you have to. You have to, because whatever's going to happen, you're going to carry that energy into the next relationship. 5 is all about changes, all right, which leads to that transformation. If you want if you're looking at the 10 of Cups, all right, I'm heading into my future. I'm looking at the horizon, the emotional horizon, all right. That is the long journey. The destination is you. Your destination is telling you, man. You know how many times I get that 10 of Cups? You're my final destination. But I don't understand why I keep sabotaging. I don't know that I got conflict, that I got all this stuff handed down to me from my family, from my friends, from co-workers, from people that have not no strong dynamics. All right, you got bitter people. You got people that have been hurt, that haven't healed, and they give you this nonsense, and then you like, oh, and then you start feeling guilty because you want to fix your relationship. You know that there's still something good. You know it, but you listen to family members. I'm not saying don't take their advice. I'm not saying that. Of course, you listen to guidance, to mentorship. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're the one. You got to understand that you're the one that is responsible for your family, for the changes. Look at this. If we stay and if we stay with the same dynamics, or the of course the traditions of the past, we will never move forward. We won't do it. People stay bitter. People stay mothers, grandmothers, aunts. Their relationship didn't turn out the way they wanted to. They don't stay bitter. Move past this energy, please. All right. But anyway, at the end of the day, this figure's more than these cups. You already know that. I think this is the only time that I really explain this card, because it is redundant, and just speaks for itself. All right. These are your emotions. You reacted impulsively on something that you felt. All right. It's just it. It's gonna pass. It's telling you it's gonna pass. All right. And so when we do that, when we go on the past, when we replay old hurts, regrets, when we miss opportunities, and when we find it difficult to let go, when we hold on to grief, all right, that is not helpful, because the loss feels is of course it's deeply, but it's not gonna help you none. All right, you got to try to find your way through all this, especially if you're young, if you're dating, if you're new. Of course, if you're young, I have a whole different energy for you. Guiding the youth. I don't want to kill nobody's magic. Love is beautiful. It's the most amazing thing you're gonna feel when you're young. Your body feels like it's out of your heart. Your heart. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't get into all that, baby. I don't really do that well. But I want to tell you that you got to be responsible with people's emotions, heart. We act on our emotions, all right? We feel it, that we start going in the mind. We start creating all these scenarios, and we gotta come back. We gotta come back around, all right? And so anyway, we close our heart to protect it from being hurt again. We become pessimism, seeing only what's missing rather than what's still available. There's still love there, all right? And we self-blame. We get guilty. We start repeating the thinking. Only if I had done something different, and so the cups aren't just about what? Sadness. It's about the moment when grief can become, all right, identity. It becomes your identity rather than experience, all right? Just make it, okay, I had the experience, all right? You don't want to keep having the same experience, right? So you heal this, all right? And when you stop here, you get to that Six of Cups. And then when you get to that place that, you're not going to get impressed by big emotion of this place. You're not going to get carried away with every emotion, all right? Understand a little bit of the biological of the water, of the cups, of the moon, that we go through these cycles, And, of course, learning is a never-ending journey, okay? As much as we don't want to think about it like that, all right? And so, anyway, the lesson here is that you're not losing, the love, all right, the emotion, all right. That's not the whole story. This is what it's telling you, all right. Acceptance here, Focus on the. If you focus on the past, you start comparing. Give love a chance, all right. If you struggle to see affection, support, opportunity, all right, then it's time for you to have the conversation, all right, because the Five of Cups energy is mourning what could have been, what could have been, what could I do, how can I make this better, and so when we look at the disappointment, something didn't go the way I hoped for, all right, so then, it changes everything, because when we dwell on the past and the mistakes, and then we get bitter, we start feeling guilty, we start feeling rejected, we start comparing the present to what it used to be, or we struggle to even move forward, So the fixation at the end of the day goes on the loss, all right? And so, because at the end of the day, the Five of Cups isn't always a final. Sometimes it's unfinished. It's the unfinished emotional process in here, all right? And so when we look at it, you know, I didn't handle this properly. All right. But there's a re-entry here because you have the Two of Cups. All right. You fix, right? You heal it. All right. So a lot of times we try to fix it. We got to heal that wound. All right. And so of course this card is always going to ask you to release, to get clear, to be clear about what you want. All right. Don't grieve the person. You don't grieve the person. You gotta grieve the potential that you had. You don't grieve the person. I'm telling you right now. You're not grieving the person because you're gonna repeat this with somebody else. You're gonna repeat it with somebody else. So it's not even about the person. You're gonna grieve the potential. All right. And so anyway, focus on what. A lot of times we put money, resources, time. You know, of course, it's the emotional letdown kind of energy. All right. And so it's asking you to look past the emotions at the time. Did I reacted on them? What can I move forward? What lessons can I learn from this? All right, because then we go into regret. And a lot of times, you know, we could stomach. One thing about human beings, we could stomach stomach a sheer amount of grief. All right, we could stomach a lot of it. And so when people grieve, when they give you grief, it isn't usually random. It comes from emotional disruption. This is why she said to me, "Oh, they left abruptly," because there was a disruption there. It's in them. It could be in you too. It could be in the dynamic between both of you. All right. A lot of times when we disrupt somebody's comfort zone, all right. So when you change, when you leave, when you set boundaries, or you choose differently, all right. We've seen the Eight of Cups there in the spread before you guys came in, all right. The emotional setup, okay. If somebody benefit from you, from being available, from your stability, from you being consistency, or even from you silencing, all right. When you tolerate it, it could feel like loss to them, okay. And grief, it shows up as what? Anger, blame, guilt tripping, and coldness, all right. And of course, it's easy for us to project pain than to process it. We always project pain. We don't really sit there with sadness, all right. We gotta sit there with it because we gotta let it. We gotta process it. We don't jump to the next person, right? We don't try to avoid, like, oh, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. It happened. Acknowledge it. It's okay. I feel angry. What I feel, write it down. And when you get to talk to this person again, because I don't think a lot of people are not aware of it. All right. You know, I felt rejected. All right. Even if your decision was aligned and calm, you know, you might interpret it. If you was the one that was rejected, I wasn't enough. That's gonna trigger pain, and the ego doesn't usually say, "I'm hurt." It says, "How dare you, you mother!" You start cursing somebody out, you know, and that goes into control and power shift. Because when somebody leaves or chooses differently, that control shifts. You know, if you was used to being the one that adapt, or you the one that stayed, or you tolerated, you know, a lot of times when we leave, and our independence could feel threatening. All right. And a lot of times when people grieve you, it's an attempt to pull you back into the old dynamic. All right. So this is the time to get any opportunity to look at things from a new lens. All right. When you don't process your emotions, all right, because we don't learn how to sit with sadness and accept the endings. If we separate love from possessions, right? Because you got the energy there was if you go back to the video to the alive, you see that the devil was there. And when you don't separate love from possession, all right, and when you don't grieve privately, you create friction outwardly, all right. You got to understand that people are not possessions, all right. It's not a dramatic. It's not an ending here, all right. This is the most important. The fives, all the fives are five, because then when you get to seven, fives are good. You get to the six, stop. When you get to the seven, oh, there's something that you have to. Because then I understand that Venus goes into the seventh house, and what it's gonna do is gonna karmic correct things. It gotta correct things. It gotta keep things balanced. We need balance here. All right. All right. I'm gonna take the next question. I hope that helped you for the ones that come in new. All right. Because we don't want to bring. We get so caught up with so much drama, so much conflict. People are always gonna want to bring. They don't understand. They want to keep you in so much conflict. You're not always just a lot of the gossip, the nonsense. You know, we're not really understanding the psychological behind it. All right. And why do hurt people hurt people? You know, we hurt people because we don't know. You know, we're not aware. We got all the stuff from our past, our ancestors, our grandmothers, the way they handle it. All right, you got more bitter people walking around here. Oh, don't be with that mother effer, blah blah blah. Leave that. You know, we got to look past that sometimes. If you're not being hurt, and nobody's hurting you, yeah, your person probably got you know, wandering eye. They might be doing things, you know. So you don't blow the, you know, there's things that you got to sit down and have a conversation with your person or get the help that you need, you know. But don't live in your borrow identity. Don't borrow identity from anyone. You're here to have your own experience, to come to your own conclusions, to use your discernment. All right. When you borrow identity and values, we always keep creating new. There's new values. There's new ways of learning. There's new ways of understanding people. We have more tools now. All right. We're in the 21st century, for crying out loud. All right. So there are more tools handed to us, and you know, we could still keep the ones, of course, of our parents, guardians, whoever you grew up with. But it's always good to look at your situation. Why is this really true? But if you look at this energy, you can we don't know how to fix emotions, right? But anyway, I left my water. I gotta go get my water. I thought I brought my water in here. Go ahead. Hey, Portia. Hey, Portia. How you doing? Yeah, I'm not too bad. What are you up to? All right. Who's the next person? So yeah, love is not easy. Love through two lenses. All right. I'm not gonna pick nobody's side. I'm gonna be like, hey, what do you do? Oh, I don't know what I did. But the bottom line here is, let's try to change dynamics. Let's try to find new ways of communicating and have a healthy expression without carrying on, cursing out, or making assumptions. Let's go ahead, Rachel. Hey, Rachel. How you doing, Francis? Hey, may I please ask what do I need to correct karmically? An ATM. All right. I'm not really good with the ATM. Give me what does the ATM means? I'm not that really good with abbreviations. Go ahead, give it to me. I'm gonna pin you, and I'll come back to you. All right. Give me the what the ATM? What I need? At the moment. Man, I've been out of the game for a while. I know some of them. I know some of them. How you doing, Francis? 5176. We're gonna tap into your energy. Listen, guys, I'm in a new place. Not in a new place. I'm in a different place in my home, and so it's a little more cohesive, a little more cozy. It's a little more cozy. It's a little smaller. All right. This is how you're gonna see your readings. Please check them out when they, maybe by next week. All right. I have them, you versus them, but I'm gonna do a little bit more sophisticated, like love through two lenses. All right. The sacred balance, the dance between the hearts, the heart dialogue. It's gonna be. You might see a different title. All right. Let's go ahead. I'll be right with you at the moment. Let me go find my my water. I thought I brought it in my room. All right. I thought I brought it in. There you go. I mean, a little more cohesive. I need a little more cohesive. How many people would love? I'm gonna put that poll to, for tomorrow, for Friday. So if you see the poll, come on in, comment, leave me a vote, so I could get this energy out. Sweeping somebody off your feet. I want to know. I want to give you the difference between somebody sweeping you off your feet. We got Mercury going direct, and they might come in and sweep you off your feet. Do you stay? What do you do? So that's gonna be for tomorrow, for Friday. I'm gonna put that poll for tomorrow. So get ready for that. Sweeping you off your feet. Let me drink my water. All right. All right. So let me see. May I please ask? All right, Rachel, are you here? Portia Brantley 222. Come on in. Francis 5176. I want to pull the let me drink a little bit more water. All right, let me know that you're here. All right, let's go. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. I'm in a new place. I'm gonna end the life with that oracle right there. All right, let's go ahead. I want to pull it back a little bit. All right, guys, let's go ahead here. Let's step into the divine. Let's get into the sacredness. When we communicate with the divine, you know, we get an alignment. That meeting place between the human heart and the eternal presence. So make sure that you connect to your heart. That is where everything lies, in the heart. All right. The magnetism is there. So we can have that coherence. Let me give you a please ask what I need to correct. Karmically speaking, hey Rick James. Hi Rick James. Let's see here, karmically speaking. Let me see where you at with your awakened soul. I don't know, but those wisdom oracles, they take forever. All right. And I gotta get acquainted with those with the energy, because I could just use them as of course the major arcanas in the tarot, because they are deep. I like them right here. They are deep. I just don't want to give you a card. Oh, blah blah blah. They have so much. Oh, they're so beautiful. One more. One more. See, when we look at stuff, we like the next shinier thing. Oh, that gotta be more important. They look better. No, man, that's not like that, man. Our brain, of course, likes that release of that dopamine. Oh yeah, that must be important. Nah, it's just, you're looking at the shiny of it. That's what you're doing. You're looking at it. If a reader can't give you the full description of it, you might as well forget it. You're basically missing about so much of the information there. Okay, because it's so in depth. So you got your perception, perspective. Are you still doing art? Was you the one that was doing art, right? Because I gotta take people's name here. I'm gonna take a pause and take people's name. I've been meaning to do that, but time hasn't allowed me to do so. Let me move this over. I want to bring my chair closer because my chair's so big. I had a little chair, but I couldn't sit on it because of my back. And now I got this huge chair that is a little bit, it's more comfortable. So, you got perspective here. All right. And then you have here, let me give you one more. All right, your vibrational frequency, okay? When we have the Tibetan bowl, we all have a unique frequency, all right? And so your baseline. So it could be emotional from your perspective, looking at things from you know, so you broaden here, all right? When we extend the frame, expand the frame, we could look at things from a higher mind, from a new level of perspective. When we change frequency, represents just basically how much time you put into something. All right. So you might get the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles. All right. So, hey, easy. You gotta come in, Rachel. All right. Tone, frequency, sound, vibration. Yeah, but you got to stay with me. Connect a little bit more. Because if you're not connected with me more, I'm going to lose your energy. All right? I'm going to feel blank. I'm going to feel flatline. Because it's so, like right now we have the moon in Scorpio. All right? For me, this shows up a lot here. All right? Because you could be, the moon is in Scorpio. You got to understand this. All right? I don't know if there's a Scorpio around you. Okay? Because when the moon, and then we're currently in the waxing gibbous in Scorpio. Refining your goals is what it's telling you. Straining your emotional foundations. And releasing the fears that could prevent growth. All right? There's something, you feel like something is stagnant in your growth. I've gone back into fear. Yeah, so that's what it's showing me here, right? Simple. And those fears, how long those fears have you been having those fears? All right? And you also having the Venus and Virgo kind of energy, putting devoting yourself some time to your craft. All right, focusing on one thing at a time here. All right, and so you got the Virgo and Venus, quincunx Saturn in Aquarius. I mean in Aries. So relationship, finances require patience, practical adjustments. All right. Yeah, you gotta stop that. No, we gotta put an end to that. You know, one thing about the Moon in Scorpio, especially just move beyond the first quarter. That's entering this wax and gibeus. Building momentum and refining your plans and making adjustments before the next week's full moon. All right, there's something here that you must release. Like if you set that intention on the new moon on the 14th, this is not you releasing something that you need to work on. Is basically saying so. Writing, drawing, getting into Tibetan bowls, even doing relaxation meditations, like sound healing. You could do some sound healing. Do you have any of these tools? Because we have tools, but how are you using the tools that you have? All right, even using technology or finding some guides or mentors. One more. You can't see just things from your perspective, right? Because there's something there's an underlying current here energy that's happening. When we look at I'm going to talk about frequency on Friday. I'm going to talk about frequency on Friday because that doesn't require me to. I like to start from the beginning. One more. One more. Oh, okay, good. One more. One more. One more. So you see that that cardinal there, 6. So you went back into financial hardship. What happened here? All right. So you always gonna keep seeing this energy. All right. There's a limit here on your friends. You got the 5 of Swords. You got the 3 of Cups. All right. What happened here? Because I'm not gonna use the 3 of Cups. There's no point to it. We got this energy moving forward here. All right. Or maybe I'm gonna just take this energy as grounding, having a more grounding approach here, because I want some answers here. All right, there's something unexpected here that might happen that you don't have the answers for. People attack me like somebody attacked you? Somebody attacked you physically? Somebody hurt you? Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh sweat! All right. Was you with with your children? All right, that's too much for me right now. You was with your kids? Oh, emotionally. All right. Because you know this is innocence, this is grief, this is loss, but it's like you're returning back to something. But when you got to understand, when Mercury goes direct tomorrow into August 7th, all right? No, it's okay. Yeah. So, wait a minute. Explain that to me. You feel like you're being attacked emotionally? All right? Because what you desire here, you know, one thing about it here, this supposed to be carrying see, when it's like this, all right? This is moving forward, all right? Calmly moving forward with the lessons that you learned, all right? There's something that's probably been restricted to you, all right? And it could be friends here. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I forgot your sign. I'm sorry, I forgot your sign, okay? But the bottom line is this here. I'm going to carry these. If I got to heal this, all right? And when I carry these lessons forward, all right, without healing and finding out, this is why when Mercury stays in, because when Mercury goes in retrograde, it gives you that time to not act impulsively or make commitments because of whatever happened here with you. You understand me? All right. This is going to be a lot. I don't like when I get this energy and I start feeling like, I feel way down, and I feel that. All right? And so how to ground the 9 of Swords, the Knight. All right? Because there's a desire here. A lot of times when this stays here, you want this conflict to end. All right? You want something to move back. So you want something to go back to the way it used to be, because in order to have resolution, we have to handle the conflict, right? Because you don't want to go back into, look, all right? This is what you need to You need to challenge your old self. You understand me? You need to challenge your old self. You gotta have to push forward. You gotta really fight for what it is that you want. Because the only person that's in competition, I don't think there's nothing happening. All right. I think you got a fear here. Not only power struggles here, but the fear of being right, being wrong, or the fear of not matching up or not measuring up here. No, I don't think you got. I don't think you got to know. No, I don't think so. I think this is all in your mind because we got the Eight of Swords here. All right. All right, and this is just the way or the beliefs that you have. I don't think. No, I don't think so. Nah. When we build, I'm gonna go back with structure. When we build out of structure, our time, where we spend our time, you gotta understand this. No, this is not nothing to do with that. No, a lot of times we build a lot of structure that we feel like that structure is limiting us, but that's all in your mind. All right. So the struggle is between what you feel. Can this be real? Remember, the emotions are you're gonna feel it in your, of course, in the chemistry in your body, and then you're gonna react, and you're gonna start to your mind is gonna try to create these scenarios on top of the story that you build because you have this feeling, because you don't understand your emotions. All right, whether it's friends here, all right, but the conflict is somebody you haven't chosen a center yet. The true person, like you want to lead something here, you gotta. It's like I gotta find all this inner multiplicity within myself so I could have one voice. You got to understand? Let me see. Oh, okay, sis. So this goes back into the psychological, that there's something that you can repeat and telling yourself. But in order to see things from multiple perspectives, you're going to have to change your, basically, this. You got to expand the frame. Basically what it's telling you, you got to expand the frame, your friendships, the people that you work. You have to. You got limited beliefs here, or you only seeing things from a few people. All right, you got to expand. This is all about the three's all about expansion here. All right, so that's what it's saying. Widen your horizons. All right, you got limited beliefs here that are not yours. They are borrowed identity. All right, so we look at the 4, 6, 8 people that we around. We got to expand. We're here to grow, to expand. That's how we learn. This is how your soul evolves through contrast. All right, this is how your soul is starting to understand. Oh, I can just look at things either it's good or bad, black and white. Either I'm all in or all out. Do I collapse here? You're almost there. You understand me? No. Oh, it's only these. I mean, I used to be like that. I only want to keep my closest friends. Nah, man, this is not about that. No, you gotta expand. You gotta expand your friendship, your social circle here. And when you have all these, because you got a lot of desires there, and then we start thinking, listen, when we limit our identity, you didn't get to the 10. You're not at the 10 yet. So I think that you creating scenarios about why you're just feeling of an emotion. When you get these emotions, you got to be like, wait a minute. You got to understand when the moon goes, all right? You got to understand that. Because they are biological. They are part of you, all right? It's the feeling that you get afterwards, all right? So when you have all these desires with the energy of the 3 of Cups, because you got to decide here to expand and to know other people, right? Like, I want to know people. I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate with other people, other communities, all right? I want friendships, companion. I want all that energy. So when you start seeing that desire, and why are you limiting yourself to 3, 4, 6, 8 people, all right? And so you got to find people that are emotionally supportive, people that you care about, And so when you are your social influences, look at the people that you're around, your friends, people, places, things, So if you looking for, like, I want to connect with other people, I want to celebrate, I want emotional togetherness, right? I want emotional togetherness. I don't want to be isolated here. We create some structure, and the structure shouldn't feel like your cage. You could work around these problems, all right? There's only the story that when we assume what we don't know. We assume so much, and then because we trying to create certainty so we could feel relaxed. Oh yeah, no, that's what it is. Oh, this is some stuff here. When the 3 of Cups shows up at the end of the day, I reflect this longing for joy, connection, and share experiences, right? And I want to celebrate things. I want to reconciliate. I want to reconnect with people that I care. Have more fun, laughter. You're missing the lighthearted moments. a sense of community. I want to celebrate good news. I want together. And I want to spend happy moments. I want to have a relaxed time with people friendships. I want to build something new. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We got to get off that. I'm going to go so deep into the desires that show up there. You are so valuable as well. But when we assume, we meant to be filling in the what? The blanks without full evidence. I see it here over and over again. Stop assuming what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Take time to ask those questions, and expand your perspective, expand the frame. All right, life is full of color. There's so much that we're missing because we assume only thing is black and white. We don't know until we ask the questions. All right, and then basically, they are because of your past experiences. All right, there's fears and there's of course expectations. That is not the present moment. You understand? I want to leave you with so much peace in your mind. I want you to know that there could be things that I want to be direct. I want this energy comes in, it's quick. It wants to know things now. It's gonna be rushed. Are you ready? All right. You should have a whole different perspective, especially when Mercury go, because you gotta be direct. All right. You gotta make sure that you're clear. You could take this net into discernment. All right. When he grounds, he controls the reins. He knows exactly. He doesn't stop moving. He brings discernment. Come on. He don't stop moving. Once you know, man, let me tell you something. When Mercury goes retrograde, woo-wee. The only one that you should be in competition at the end of the day is me. I'm gonna challenge the old self. I'm not gonna step down because I'm afraid of the competition. Hell no. I am the competition. I am the competition. You gotta say I am I'm the only one that's in my way. No, 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 no. But depending on where you at, money, situation, or relationship, stop assuming. Ask those questions. You know, when we go into that emotional, right? When we start assuming things, what I actually do to you, all right? Your mind tries to predict outcomes to protect you. Your mind is always going to try to predict your outcomes to protect you from uncertainty, and that's going to create control where there isn't full clarity yet. You got to understand a little bit more. So you got feeling, emotion, assumption, and reaction, all right? And then we be like, oh shit, I did that. I wasn't aware of it. I want to bring this awareness, all right? So you can start filling in the blanks without full evidence, all right? Remember that emotion is raw, and it signals fear. And that moon is connecting to your moon, and then you should check your moon phases. At least check something. Do your research, all right? Remember that that emotion, that assumption, and then on top of that, you build a story, all right? And so, okay, I hope that helped you. Just find out. Go to a new place. Pain, right? But don't stop, all right? Because the competition, even if it's in love, right? There's room for everybody to grow. Is what I'm saying to you. All right. Hey, permanent culture goods. Hey, I'm Gabriel, and my wife have been separated. Me and my wife have been separated for a year. What is happening between us now? You're welcome, Rachel. Let's find out what's wrong what is going on between you and your person. All right. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the channel. This is my last question. It is right now 6:34. All right. I like to take enough time, and then for the people that are listening, to be aware of that 501s, this inner multiplicity. A part of you hasn't chosen one voice. Okay. One of me. I want to lead. All right. I'm afraid to lead because I'm being pulled in opposite directions. All right. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of drive. There's a lot of ambition. Working on my overdrive, all right? I got this ambitious spirit, all right? But if everything stays up in the air, if all your creativity, all right, if it stays up in the air and it stays in inspiration, of course nothing starts without being inspired, all right? It starts out there, but you can always find that within you. You don't move, you don't ground, you gotta ground it, all right? Expand your frame is what it's telling you. Challenge yourself. You're the one. You gotta challenge yourself. All right, not nobody else. All right, because it goes back into challenges. Sis, please do another. Hey, Aaron. Hey, please, sis, please do another day. Thanks. Do it another day. All right, I was calling you, Jasper. All right, I was calling you, sweetie. Let's go ahead here to Gabriel. Gabriel, permanent culture. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna replace the pin. This is my last one, guys. I have a heavy day ahead. I have a heavy day there. No, I was calling you. Yeah, yeah, Jazz. I was calling you. And then Miss Francis came in. All right. Yeah, I was calling you, sweetie. Yeah, yeah. It's okay. I'll be back on hopefully Friday, if not Saturday. But tomorrow, I'm gonna be running a sweeping off your feet poll. I'm gonna put a poll. Come on in. If I'm here, I might not be sitting here because I'm just gonna take a poll to see how many people would like that energy. All right. And so yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be taking polls. So tomorrow I'm gonna put polls. And then if you guys want, you come and say yes. I want to see that type. I want to see what you guys like. All right, so I can move forward. I'm pretty sure everybody likes you versus them, and so that's what I'm gonna move forward with. So at least when you get to the 5, you say to yourself, you know what, this I've done this before, and understand that the Knights, they explore, you know, they explore, they act. And of course the pages, they're all learning new ways. All right. And of course the kings and queens, they inwardly and they manage, and of course outwardly and leads with the kings. All right, let's go ahead with you. Hey Levy, hey, hi, 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 hey. All right, one more. Let's go to you. Permaculture says, we have been married for 10 years, and she left our home with a person I thought was wow, and I brought our children to it. Wow, really? Oh, wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Broke up the family. Wow, broke up the family. As soon as I get that elephant, families are getting, I don't know, every time I get that family, I don't want to do things traditional, but maybe family members had to do something with it. All right? Are you a guy or a girl? 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 Let me see. I'm looking at your picture. I can't really see your picture. Yeah, you're a guy. Okay. I don't have my glasses. I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. I am a guy. Yeah, yeah. All right, coach. What's up, coach? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. My son is knocking. Yeah, go ahead.
So the
Wait.
told me to put up the thing.
Wait a minute, wait. All right, I'm sorry. I think it was her side of the. Yeah, it's always family. It's always family. I seen. As soon as I start shuffling, I see the family. All right. I see family. Again, perspective. Wow, I'm gonna really talk about perspective. I want to talk about projecting and perspective. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a lot of work on, of course, Friday and Saturday. I really want to talk about that car. I want you to really understand what the perspective is and your projection. All right, I go deep into the psychological and the spiritual energy, even though we don't want to see it like that, but we have to understand. Once you start seeing it, it becomes easier. All right, let's go ahead. One more. Five, three, eight. Oh, one more. Thank you. One more. One more. One of the things, I don't like to come down hard on the guys. I don't like to come. Listen, it's really, I don't like to come hard on the guys. I promise you that. I think I'm but I am a little more lenient towards the ladies because emotions. I want the ladies to know a little bit more about their emotions at the end of the day. But I don't want to come down hard on you. I don't. I really don't. One more, because ladies got some stuff with them. They do. Boundaries. We all boundary challenge. And the simplicity. We go back down to this tone, frequency, doing things simple. Somebody wants to be somebody who used to party a lot. Somebody used to party a lot here. And boundaries, okay? So we of course boundary challenge. Why are we boundary challenge? Because we would like to make other people feel comfortable, right? We want other people to feel comfortable, so we don't put no boundaries, which is those are healthy limits. You understand me? So, or either you didn't protect the family. All right, what happened here? All right, either you let some people come, you let somebody who no, I want you to come. No, this I think this is gonna be. Let me take this out of here because it's like let me go into the tarot. I just had to see the energy. So your question is what? You want to know what? I'm Gabriel and my wife have been separated for a year. What is the happening between us? What is going to happen? All right, let me give you, so I can close this out at, all right, let me give you a you versus them. All right, and this side, you, and this side, your person. I want to get this out of here so you could, I mean, you're not going to find resolution. You're not going to find resolution, but we all got time to heal. I don't know if you're in the healing process. If there's something, because you know what happens is when we don't heal, we come back with that garbage. You got to heal your wounds. All right? When you don't heal your wound, you're going to relive the same past. You're going to come and you're going to start opening the old wounds. If we close that chapter, what? Don't bring it up. If you forgave me, why are you bringing that nonsense? Nobody want to hear that. Right? You understand? Oh, but I don't know I'm doing it. Just recognize your patterns, okay? I let that friend come too close. That's what happened. I let her friend. You let somebody come too close. You didn't defend something here. Yeah, you did. And we all boundary check because we don't want to be the bad guy to end the relationship or to say no. We don't do it. No, we don't do it. We get carried away with the emotion, the heart, right? We don't know that we act impulsively. All right? We become, when you become this like, you know what happens? You become like a counselor. Look. You become like this, the guidance counselor. You're a guidance counselor. People look to you. Look, one of the things about the king and queens that people look for them for their emotional support. All right. One of the most healthiest cards. All right. Emotional maturity, emotional, kind of, well, if I get the page, I'll find out. So we got emotional residue left over. All right. And that look, he stays popping. Look, he stays popping. He stays popping. All right, let's go ahead. Yeah, they do. And you let that, you gotta set limits when you give people. See, when people are empathy, they hold a lot of empathy. They compassion. You don't set those limits. You don't know how to. I'm gonna help a lot of people here. You gotta learn how to say no. We have to. No. We gotta learn how to have that faith in this with the strength and meet challenges with courage. Say no, which a lot of us we can't do it because we feel like Andito, but they this. We become so soft. How to have your soft and your strength. How to use your strengths. All right. You don't hold on to your strengths. You use them. Okay. You express them in a healthy way. But if you don't, you'll attack somebody. One more. That's what happens. One more. You versus them. One more. And thank you. We're ready. Yeah, we are. Boom, 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 boom. We got the Queen of Pentacles. All right. What happened with the security? Did she took the security? You guys had a house. Did she took the security deposit? There's a deposit. I don't know. There's a security or you got the security. Page of Swords. You right now, you're not participating. You're gathering information. All right. You're still obsessed. You're a person that's very popular. All right. And you're willing to take that risk. All right. You gotta work on this. All right. There you go. You're ready. You're ready. You are ready. You are ready to go back in. You come off as a little obsessive right now. So you're not giving up on this now. All right. This happening when? This happened around Christmas. She wanted the house. You didn't give her the house? What happened to the house? So you right now, this is gathering information, spying. You spying on her? All right. What are you doing here? She evicted my brother from. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see her. Let me see her. She's good. Yeah, she don't want to be bunched. I don't know. Did she put her location? You know her location? She's very happy, by the way. All right. She got 2 9s. I don't know. Because she's still at the 8. She's still at the 8 of wands. All right. This could happen anytime. All these ones. All right. Because he's still holding that. So this is still 8. Everything's still 8. People don't understand that everything is still 8. This is why this is here. What I could do with this. All right. I'm willing to make another attempt. All right, because I put the past behind me. I don't want to relive the same chaos. All right. Anyway, let me see what you said. I rented the house out of my brother to my brother for a whole year, and now she's coming back to the house. Oh, that's why I'm like, what happened to the rent? To the security. All right, because when they show me the Queen of Pentacles, they show me security. So this is, I'm willing to do it. All right, and so I want to put the past. I put the past behind me. There is still some kind of defensive kind of energy here. We all live avoidance, denial, and defensive. All right, there's still someone on emotional residue left over, and I could salvage some things here. So I'm willing to talk here. I'm willing if you move. All right, so you guys are both the same. Let me see one more. I'm gonna give you one more. All right. Wow. So we got the Queen of Wands. She's willing. All right, but her energy is happy, fulfilled. At the end of the day, she's content. She sees the good in things. She got a positive outlook in life here. One thing about the 9 of Cups, it's all behind me. All right. There's a card of mastery. This is a card of when you look at the 9 of Cups, it represents, of course, self mastery, control. All right. I'm a person that you know, I don't ask for a lot. All right. All right. Let me see. What does that mean? The 8 is all about self mastery. All right. So these cups are all here, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a completion kind of card. All right. So, but the 9 is still 8. All right, because these are all about inspiration. It's different than the 8. All right, because nobody's really this happy. All right, nobody's truly really emotional fulfilled. All right, nobody's really like totally because we expect so much. All right. But she's doing good at the end of the day. Okay, she's doing good. Let me see let me see the challenge here for you. It's an emotional fulfillment. Okay, so either you're gonna move to them or they're gonna move to you. All right, because I see a future with you kind of energy. This is an anticipation. When are they coming back? When are they coming back? Because you got the 3 of Wands. All right. You got how many kids you guys have? You guys got 3 kids. How many kids you guys have? All right. If somebody's coming in first and then somebody else coming later on. All right. Somebody's sending something. I don't know exactly what it is. It could be furniture. It could be clothes. Somebody comes in first and then two other people come behind you guys. I don't know exactly who, because this is all about anticipation, but this is seeing a future with you. So work into this commitment, okay? Because this is, of course, waiting to build with you. So you need one more one. But then at the end of the day, you go back to the 8. And, of course, you got it here. So you got 8, 9. And you guys are, like, on the same journey. But the bottom line is, we got the Hermit. When we get the Hermit, you got 2 kids. Okay. So when you get the Hermit in reverse, I'm looking forward to connecting back with you. All right? So when they coming? They're coming around August? She's in America. I'm in Salvador. Oh, okay. So is she coming to Salvador? She's over here. What state is she in? So this could take the ones that represent weeks. I mean days. This represent months. So this is days. The swords are weak. I don't see no swords here. All right. And the only thing that the energy, I haven't given you your guidance, and I haven't given you your future possibilities. This is them looking into it. Right now, the energy here. Who moves first? You understand? Somebody's got to make a move here, because this is an anticipation kind of energy. This is waiting on somebody to come in. So somebody comes first. I don't know. Listen, this is the thing that could happen with this energy, okay? Somebody could go ahead and come, and then somebody goes back and somebody comes back together, and then you build here. All right, because they are willing to take a chance. You got to work on this energy here. All right, on this obsessive. You're a little bit obsessive here, because I feel like you're letting your lesson anyway. You got to put all this childish behavior. All right, you gotta put that behind you. Let me see. I don't know. We are not communicating. She's in Arkansas. All right. So let me give you the guidance, because this is somebody's still looking. All right. Somebody's still looking. Somebody's anticipating something here because somebody's waiting. So let me ask you something. Have you reached out to her? You reached out to her? Let me go ahead and give you the energies. The Queen of Pentacles, the Judgment, the Justice card, and then we have this card here. I'm gonna put this here. All right, because this is the guidance here. With these two, I'm gonna give you these two as guidance because she represents stability in a home foundation. All right. Somebody's looking at the time here. All right. I'm gonna give you the future possibilities. I don't want to go to America because I'm avoiding a legal. Oh wow, you got a lot of stuff. 7 of Wands. This is a possibility. 8 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. All right. Wow. So again, you got the 7, and if you look, the hopes here that you have now that the possibilities here, if you're willing to protect your family, if you could work through all these, I don't know, do you have anger issues? You have anger issues? I have, but I try not to because it's not receiving well. You don't have anger issues, right? If you don't get so stubborn if you don't get so stubborn here, because this energy, the energy here, we got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and right now we got Venus, of course, is in Virgo, and so that Venus in Virgo, when relationships and finances, that they're gonna require patience when you go, because this is a transit that's happening. All right, maybe it could bring you closer. All right, because this is small acts of consistency. It's like I want to feel valuable, kind of then dramatic. So if you haven't heard from her, huh? I have, but I try not to because it's not. Anyway, if you could stop from your letting your stubbornness, all right, and protect, and like a lot of like your mind, right? It's like your heart wants it, but it's like you keep pushing something that you want. I don't know. Because here with the Justice card, this is energy telling you that not every battle, like not everything that you think that is happening, like for your, like to destroy you or to have something like that is not of value, because you are valuable here. I don't know if you feel like if you put all the effort in, it's gonna go to waste. All right. So he's one thing about the King of Swords, he uses his discernment, but when it comes to objectivity of your objective outlook, right? Because you want to expand the frame, you justice, unless this is something catching up. All right. One of the things I know here with this, only with this here, I don't really care about this 7 of Wands energy, because I gotta defend what's mine. I don't want to stay so stuck where I don't let love in, because I don't gotta worry about things to be perfect. You understand me? And when he got both shoes on, all right. So something's gonna require something here, in the future here, for you to step up. All right. Because I want to choose somebody, not because if you don't stand up for me, blah 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 blah, or you don't do what you got to do. It's got to be self-selected energy here. All right. So one thing about commitment relationships here, the Justice is when the Justice here, when this card goes into, you got to watch out for this energy. If things because it's been a year with this card, of course. All right. And the moon energy on the full moon, which is going to be happening, that full moon is going to be next week. All right. And you got 3 days, you got 3 a week here. So you got 7 days a week, which is a week. So you got 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So anyway, 10 days a week. When the only thing I could tell you, Venus is gonna be in and you gotta pay attention. See, if you don't pay attention, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna learn. All right. No, I meant that the whole situation, it goes deep. No, it's not exactly what you think it is. But anyway, Venus Because if you haven't worked through these problems, why Venus was in Virgo's house, see, this represents the golden dawn. All right, this has to do with Hermeticism and all that. It's just very complicated. It's one complicated system where people don't understand the Hermetic principles and the laws and the code of Hammurabi. It goes really mystical, really quick. But you got to understand, first of all, your moon phases is very important, and the full moon in your manifestation. When Venus, that is in the sixth house, goes into, when it goes into this house, this is the card of karmic corrections. This could take another year. If you start correcting now, if you haven't doing the work here, how long do you think it's going to take here? All right? You will have to wait another cycle. You will have to go the whole cycle all over again if you haven't communicated, if you haven't tried to at least repair. Because the focus here, this is back to the 6. All right? This is 6. This goes back to balance. And this one brings balance. This, let me tell you something. You don't really understand this energy here when you watch tarot. This is 6 here. All right? This is what you got to work on right now. The focus. Where's your focus at? All right? Are you looking into mending the relationship? Because it requires 2 people. I'm not going to keep myself so busy with work, you know. So whatever I focus on right now is what's gross. Let me see. Stop conjuring demons. You're one of them. All right? But anyway, to understand this energy, and when people are ignorant like that, conjuring demons, that's an idiot. I call that an idiot because you don't understand that we are dealing with cosmic energy. Because when you look at a tarot, you look at archetypes, emotion already. We don't describe them that way. But when people don't understand and they believe in demons, when they don't understand that it's trials of the soul, that is part of your darkness, what they call the inner demons, all right? Because we're constantly projecting, all right, and reflecting. We don't understand demons. This is what conjuring. You know, this is a movie, all right? This is real life here. We're talking about cosmic energy. When you come in with the unresolved nonsense from your past, from your parents, stuff that you get from books, right? When you don't take your time to do your research, you come here like this, stop conjuring demons. You don't understand what this is. Reading consciousness energy. You understand? But when you don't fix that demon, you don't understand what it is. You'll be locked in the low, toxic, dense pockets of consciousness, and that's real toxic. All right? So you go learn, you go teach, and learn. Just go educate yourself. All right? Because at the end of the day, when we look at tarot, we look at our planets that are already in motion as we begin to move to these shifts, and it brings us opportunity to not only reflect, to go inward, because that's what happened. All right, we understand the law of attraction. We understand the law of cause and effect. All right, and this is Venus with a conscious. When this energy goes, all right, into the 7th house, this is where finances, relationships, the people, my opponents, it's gonna correct some things. And if you did everything right, everything works out great for you. So this is the time to evaluate, to look at your finances, right? This is not to make no hasty decisions here. And if it's going to go into divorce, it either corrects itself or it'll stop. All right? One thing about Venus, when she's in the 7th house, she doesn't deal with third parties. She deletes all that. She says, okay, this got to be corrected. This got to be corrected. She doesn't deal with one-sided relationships. She doesn't deal with this one-sided. All right? And this is 6. This is all about having the balance. All right? But anyway, I hope that helped you. And for the ones that are ignorant, when you don't understand, listen, when you do tarot, you're already looking at archetypes in motion. That's basically what it's telling you, right? And we have Saturn right now that's making it quincunx. All right? And that is happening in the 1st house in Aries. And Saturn is there, and Saturn awakes you through restrictions, okay? And when you look at this energy better, it's just you're looking at planets and what's going on and what energy shifts, what's happening, what you need to know right now. And if you don't stand up, right? Like, you don't have to be warned. Like, you don't have, like, you need to take that initiative. Coming down now. All right? I thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys all in the next reading. It is 7 o'clock in the dot. I got to go. I love you guys so much. All right? Just learn your planets. Learn what's going on. Learn astrology. Just go learn what's going on in the world. And what more likely than not is going to happen. And when it's going to happen. And then you could come back over here and you'll be like, oh, shit. That happened. All right? But we got the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio is always going to bring us that momentarily. All right? So you're going to momentarily go through these things. Yeah, you're going to go through them. Because that's what's happening right now. as we move in this waxing and phase, right before we get into the full moon. This is encourages you death, transformation, and uncovering what lies beneath the surface. That moon comes out there all the time. All right, it's always going to a different, has a different flavor. All right now we're going into Leo season, of course, here from Cancer's emotional reflection to the confidence. Build confidence. All right, have trust within yourself. And that Venus in Virgo, Quincunx, Saturn, and Aries, relationships and finances, they require patience and practical adjustments. All right, and small acts of consistency will be more valuable than dramatic gestures. All right, I thank you so much, guys. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Tomorrow, I'm just gonna run a poll. Come on in, vote on the poll. No, at least you know what's going on, and then you'll be like, okay, this person said that this is more likely than not. When Venus goes into the 7th house, this is more likely when you're gonna start seeing changing. All right, you're gonna be like, oh wow. You're gonna be like, and you're gonna start believing more in the universe and in things that you can't see. You know, because when we look at the physical plane from a mystical or spiritual perspective, all right, many people believe that it's not somewhere else in in the physical space. All right, it is interwoven. It's all together. All right. And so when we do cosmically, when somebody describes this higher dimension beyond space and time, a field of consciousness underlying the universe, that realm of spirit that coexists with the stars, galaxies, and all creation, all right? And the invisible intelligence of life force behind the visible cosmos. We got to start, you could expand your frame by just learning how to, right? Study. Just study. When you watch somebody, go ask questions. Don't come in with that nonsense. All right, just go. Hey, what is this about? That's a real like you be like, wait, what is this about? Everything that seems weird. You're here, Mister. What's his name? Rumfuse, because of fear. Fear brought you here. All right, so you can learn. Okay, when we look at one book, there's all the answers are not in one book. We don't live in books. We live in time, space. We live in tension. Okay, when we got to understand ourselves, when we understand of course, the colossal vast of consciousness, the invisible intelligence of this life force that behind of all, between the invisible cosmos there, right? And so when we look at the physical universe, is the invisible, right? The expression. We're the expression of it, basically. I love you guys so much. See you guys tomorrow. I'll be here Friday. Thank you so much. All my best to you, culture. All right? Do what you have to do here, and I guarantee you that everything's going to work out for you. If you plan, if you did everything great, if you prepare, start evaluating, look at things, and just start studying things. Just start doing things different. You got to move different. You can't stay in the same frequency. Okay, bye-bye. Meaning your baseline, your emotional state, your mental state, or your physical.